equal world is an enabled world. So please keep that in mind. I think we have the perfect panelists to talk about Women's Day issues today. And I'd like to start with Ms. Mary Thomas. Mary, I see you doing so much in the community, and one of the things I know that you are passionate about is mentorship. So when I thought about you, I thought about the quote, lifting as we rise. Can you talk to us a little bit about how important that is to not only get to a level that you deem where you want to be, but also to reach back and help lift others?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Marjy Appeal, my dear friend, for inviting me to be a part of this panel. I only did it for her because Sunday is truly my Sabbath. I have to rest from all of the running that I do every day, and all of us do that, but we have to also find that space to kind of recalibrate and go back at it hard. I always begin, anytime I have an opportunity to speak to anyone, I always tell folks that I am a country girl from Pacolet. Pacolet, South Carolina is where I was raised, yes, down Jerusalem Church Road. And I grew up in a family with, of course, my mom and my dad, but my grandmother, a host of aunts and uncles. So I've always seen strong women working and helping others. And for me, mentorship is not something that I started out. I mean, I didn't just wake up one day and say, I didn't say to myself, I want to be a mentor. I've tried to live my life in a way, first of all, that pleases God. I'm not ashamed of that. And in doing so, others have been drawn to that. My success as a professional in philanthropy is known all over the country, but that's been because of hard work. It's been because I found others who believed in me and poured into me and invested in me. I remember when I graduated from Winthrop College some time ago, I had taught French for about a year in District 7, and I knew that was not going to be where I was going to be for a long time, for a lot of reasons. And I went to work for a Japanese company, AFL Telecommunications, up in Duncan. And someone told me that I needed to go and apply for the executive director of the Bethlehem Center, and I was only like 22 years old. And I did that, and to make a long story short, for those of you who have been around Spartanburg for a long time, I don't know if any of you remember Cheryl Harleston. Cheryl was the city director for the job that Mitch Kennedy has now. Cheryl was the only professional African American that I really saw in leadership in Spartanburg, and I really wanted what she had. There was another lady in Spartanburg who I also admired, and that was Dr. Kay Woodward. I knew her from afar. Those were two women who represented themselves professionally. They were always polite. They were always respectful. Didn't matter where you came from. They greeted you from where you were, and I wanted that. And because I've had people in my life to pour into me, now I have more folks wanting to be mentors than I have time. And and this is not just for women, but also men. Young Adam Apia, he's, what was to be a four-week experience has now become a 4-year. I think I'm with him for life, and that's great. But the thing about it, my mantra is, to whom much is given, much is also expected. So why would I hold what I know for myself? I can't take it to the grave. Miles Monroe said the best ideas are in the graveyard. So my thing is to pour into others. If you see something that I'm doing that you like, I'm going to share it. I'm going to share with you not just the good, because a lot of people like to hold on to what they see. They don't want the pain and the struggle that goes with it. Dr. King said that with any improvement, there's a struggle. And so there's some scars here. I mean, when I say scars, I'm making an analogy here. But to lift up others means, for me, is to be vulnerable and to be humble enough and to be willing to allow others in, to say, let me tell you let me show you the path that I took. And it may be a little different for you, but at the same time, these are some lessons that I've learned along the way to help you get to where you're trying to go. And it's important for us to lift up other women, because if we don't do it, who else will? And my final point here will be, in lifting up others, it's also important for us to be an ally. And that is, if I'm in a meeting and say Christy's in that meeting, and let's just say there are 12 people in the room. Christy and I are the only females in the room. And I make a point, and they're like, oh, that's just Mary. But then Christy comes behind me and say, well, like Mary said, that's her way of being my ally. And for you, if you're in the room and you're making a point and you're trying to get your message across and no one's paying attention to you, I can be your ally. So I think it's important for us to have allies, and I think it's important for us all to lift up one another. And that's my goal. That's what I do every day without even trying. I just want to live my life in a way where I may be mentoring and I don't even know who you are. But my life, I hope my life is pleasing, first of all, to God. And in doing so, I hope that you see something that will resonate